The battle for the Senate in 2026 is shaping up to be a political showdown like no other. Millions of dollars are pouring into key states, big name challengers are already stepping up, and the first wave of polling is turning heads. In this video, we'll walk through my updated Senate map, breaking down which races are locked in, which ones are leading, and which battlegrounds will decide control of the chamber. This cycle is full of twists, and a few unexpected states are suddenly in play. Stick with me until the end, because once this map is filled out, you'll have the clearest picture yet of where the Senate fight really stands and what it'll take to win the majority for both parties. Before we jump in, make sure to like this video and subscribe so you do not miss any of my future predictions and updates on the 2026 elections. Let me know in the comments which race you think could be the biggest surprise of this cycle. Let's get started by filling in the safe seats for both parties and then work our way up into the competitive races. I'll start off with the solid states for the Republicans. For the solid red states, we have Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, and South Carolina. This brings Republicans up to 46 seats. For the Democrats, their solid states include Oregon, Colorado, New Mexico, Illinois, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, New Jersey, and Delaware. With the solid states filled out, the Democrats stand at 42 seats, and the Republicans stand at 46 seats. We will now move on to the likely states. For the Republicans, their likely states include Alaska, Texas, and Florida. Republicans have been performing well in all three of these states, and since 2016, Florida has steadily moved to the right, giving Republicans a stronger foothold with each cycle. For the likely blue states, we have Virginia, Minnesota, and New Hampshire. Democrats are strongly favored in all three of these states, with Minnesota showing an even clearer shift to the left. Next, we'll take a look at the lean states. In these races, one party is slightly ahead, though the margins are close enough to keep things interesting. We'll start off with the lean red states. For our lean red states, we have Ohio and Maine. In Ohio, Democrats are watching closely as former Senator Sherrod Brown weighs in a potential return, while Republicans are already lining up strong names of their own. This state has leaned Republican in recent years, but if Brown jumps in, it could quickly become one of the most expensive and closely fought races on the map. Over in Maine, Senator Susan Collins continues to be one of the chamber's most moderate Republicans, yet her approval ratings have slipped since her last re-election. Even though Maine usually leans Democratic in presidential contests, Collins' incumbency still gives Republicans a narrow edge, even though Democrats are preparing a serious push to flip the seat. When you take a look at these two states, they currently lean towards the GOP, but the level of uncertainty in each race means both parties will be pouring resources in as the 2026 cycle develops. On the other side, several states currently lean Democratic. We'll start off with the state of North Carolina. In North Carolina, former Governor Roy Cooper has officially jumped into the 2026 Senate race, making this one of the cycle's most closely watched contests. Cooper, who served 2 terms as governor, is aiming to flip the Republican-held seat and strengthen the Democrats' position in the Senate. This race opened up when Republican Senator Thom Tillis announced he would not run for another term. His decision came after a public clash with President Trump over a high-profile bill, and with Trump threatening to back a primary challenger, Tillis ultimately stepped aside. That cleared the path for new candidates to emerge on the Republican side. The leading GOP contender is Michael Whatley, chair of the Republican National Committee. With Trump's backing, Whatley quickly became the frontrunner for the Republican nomination. So how does a matchup between Cooper and Whatley shape up? The latest poll shows Cooper ahead with leads of 6 percentage points. Cooper holds a clear name recognition advantage, which could help him maintain that lead as the campaign heats up. The margins are narrow, but they give him an early advantage in what is expected to be a razor-thin race. Cooper left the governor's office with one of the strongest reputations among Democrats in state history, praised for steady leadership and a bipartisan approach. That experience navigating North Carolina's divided politics gives him a solid foundation as the race begins. For now, North Carolina leans Democratic, but this is one of the races that everyone will be watching closely in 2026. Our next lean blue state on the map is Georgia. In Georgia, Democratic Senator Jon Ossoff is gearing up for his first re-election campaign since his narrow 2021 runoff victory over Republican David Perdue by just over 1 point. Heading into the 2026 midterms, all eyes are back on Georgia. Several Republicans are being discussed as potential challengers, but the latest polling gives us a clear sense of how the race is shaping up. Ossoff's incumbency gives him a significant advantage. He has established a statewide network of donors and grassroots organizers, and his approval ratings have remained relatively stable since taking office. In addition, Georgia's election system, which requires a candidate to win a majority, means that voter mobilization and turnout strategies will be critical for both parties. Taking a look at the newest polling in Georgia, we see that Ossoff leads in every race. 270 to Win has released multiple polls showing how Ossoff fares against several potential Republican challengers. And as we can see, he comes out ahead in every matchup. With strong leads in most scenarios, Ossoff starts the race with a clear advantage, putting Georgia on track to lean Democratic once again in 2026. We're now down to our final two states, the states of Iowa and Michigan. Both of these states are tilt battlegrounds, meaning that they're highly competitive and could go either way. These races will be closely watched, as the outcomes could have a major impact on which party controls the Senate in 2026. We'll start with one of the most surprising states on the map, Iowa. In a surprising turn of events, Republican Senator Joni Ernst has announced that she will not seek re-election in 2026, leaving her seat open for the first time since she was elected in 2014. Ernst, who has served 2 terms in the Senate, cited personal reason for her decision, expressing a desire to spend more time with her family. Her retirement has set the stage for a highly competitive race in a state that has trended Republican in recent years. Representative Ashley Hinson, a staunch ally of President Donald Trump, has already declared her candidacy for the GOP nomination. Hinson, who represents Iowa's 2nd Congressional District, won re-election with 57% of the vote in 2024 and has consistently raised strong campaign funds. She has positioned herself as a strong supporter of the America First agenda and has received an endorsement from President Donald Trump. On the Democratic side, several candidates have entered the race, including State Senator Zach Walsh, Des Moines School Board Chair Jackie Norris, and State Representative Josh Turek. These candidates bring a range of experiences and perspectives into the contest, reflecting the Democratic Party's diverse base in Iowa. Iowa's political landscape has been shifting in recent years, with suburban areas around Des Moines and Cedar Rapids trending more Democratic. This, coupled with the independent voters breaking away from the GOP, has made the state more competitive. The absence of an incumbent provides Democrats with a unique opportunity to capitalize on these trends. Given the open seat and the evolving political dynamics, Iowa is now considered a tilt Democratic state. While Republicans remain competitive, the combination of a crowded GOP field and shifting voter preferences gives Democrats a slight edge in this closely watched race. Moving on to Michigan, we have another high-stakes contest. Democratic Senator Gary Peters has announced he will not seek re-election, creating a wide-open race for the seat. Open seats always attract strong contenders from both parties, and Michigan's recent electoral history gives us some important clues about how this contest might unfold. In 2020, Peters narrowly defeated Republican John James by less than 2 points, highlighting the state's competitive nature. In the presidential election cycles, Joe Biden carried Michigan by just under 3 points in 2024, while Donald Trump had narrowly edged out Democrats 4 years later. These slim margins underscore how closely contested the state remains, even as Democrats continue to hold key levers of state power. The Democratic Party maintains control of the governorship and both chambers of the state legislature, giving them a significant organizational advantage heading into 2026. Michigan's population centers, including Detroit, Grand Rapids, and Ann Arbor, continue to lean Democratic, while suburban and ex-urban counties are trending in ways that favor the party. Republicans remain competitive in rural areas, but the overall shifts and organizational strength of Democrats give them the slight edge in this wide-open race. Given the combination of an open seat, strong Democratic infrastructure, and favorable trends in key population centers, Michigan is now classified as tilt Democratic. It's a race without a clear favorite yet, but current conditions give Democrats a small advantage while keeping it competitive enough to watch closely throughout the cycle. And so this is my updated 2026 Senate map prediction based on the latest polling from all the competitive races. With every state accounted for, Democrats are projected to hold 49 seats, flipping key contests in Iowa and North Carolina. Republicans stand at 51 seats, giving them a narrow edge in the chamber. This results in a net gain of 2 seats for Democrats, while Republicans see a net loss of 2. Even with strong performances in several battlegrounds, the GOP is still expected to maintain a slim Senate majority heading into 2026. Looking beyond 2026, the 2028 election cycle promises to be a pivotal moment in American politics. Democrats will have the chance to defend gains, target new battlegrounds, and potentially reshape control of both the Senate and the White House. States like Georgia, Michigan, and North Carolina will once again be critical, and early trends in 2026 could provide major insights into which way the country is leaning. It's a cycle that could redefine the political map for years to come, and every race will matter more than ever. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave your own 2026 predictions in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.